Yo people, what's good? More time is more time. I'm the monk. We're back with another block rocking video for you lot, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, the Euros are underway. England had their first game against Serbia last night. We managed to get the dub. We got all 3 points. And that's the most important bit. We got the dub. That means that if we get another dub or a draw, we're basically through in our group, you know what I'm saying? Because of the other games, I think there was a draw in one of the other ties in our group. And yeah, it's plain sailing so far, you know what I mean? The performance wasn't too convincing. I mean, if you look at all the players on paper and then look at the scoreline, you'll probably be like, I've seen a lot of people saying it should be 3-0, should be 4-2. Going for a load of goals simply because of our attack. If one thing the game last night showed me is that there is no balance to the team. You know what I mean? We're solely going down the right side and not the left side. The left side is very weak. Is it due to the players selected? Is it to do with the formation? Is it to do with the tactics? I think it's a bit of all of it. I just think the more productive players are on the right side of the pitch currently. Bukayo Saka, you know what I mean? People chat about Cole Palmer and that. But in these big tournaments, Saka comes alive, you know what I mean? Especially for England. We was having a lot of joy down that side. We got the pace of Walker to get the ball up the field, try a few little triangles, and then somehow pick out Saka, who was holding out wide on the wings. He was just holding that wide position, allowing England a lot more room, because Serbia had to worry about Saka on the right. If Saka wasn't a threat, if he wasn't a proper threat, it wouldn't work. You know what I'm saying? You can stay out wide all you want, the ball just ain't coming to you, no one cares about you. You're getting nullified out of the game, you know what I'm saying? But because he is such a threat, and he was burning his man on that wing, when he plays wide, it causes them to have to shift over a bit, which should allow more room for the left-hand side. The likes of Phil Foden. Phil Foden was poor, man. Like, people could say what they want. Before the tournament, I'm seeing pics of Palmer, Foden, and Bellingham, and I'm saying, yeah, you don't think that's cool? Like, Palmer hasn't showed anything in an international tournament. I don't think he's played in an international tournament, and you don't really want to play a Donny. You don't really play in international tournaments, you know what I'm saying? And on the other hand, you've got Phil Foden, and people say, yeah, Phil Foden should be played down the centre. Prefer to see him in a number 10. That's what he plays for Man City. But he's also played out on the left wing for Man City. And yeah, he was terrible, man. Terrible. People overhyping Philip, you know what I mean? In these international settings, it's alright doing it at Man City when, you know what I mean, you got De Bruyne, Silva, you got all these Donnies, yeah, around you. It's alright. They're creating all this shit for you, you know what I mean? And then you're just tapping it in or finding some space to take a long ranger shot. But this ain't Man City. You're not getting, you know what I mean? This is England. You know what I'm saying? And he hasn't showed much in the internationals. Whereas Bukayo Saka's got an assist already, who assisted Jude Bellingham in Jude Bellingham getting a goal, getting the winning goal, the header. And Philip isn't really providing much, you know what I'm saying? I don't know whether if you played him as the number 10, well, we'd get more productivity out of him. It's hard to tell, isn't it? Yeah, it's a funny one. It's a very funny one. Because, like, in the Premier League, yeah, Phil Foden's been killing. But when it comes to international duties, he's not killing. You know what I'm saying? He's definitely stunted his growth in that aspect. Whether it's not the right player selections that you would think could help him create. But when you got Declan Rice and Jude Bellingham, there should be no worries about getting on the ball, getting down that wing, either whipping in across or cutting in. But I feel like Philip was struggling, you know what I'm saying? Pretty much ghost throughout the whole game. So for me, Saka's Mr. Productive, you know what I'm saying? I swear that's more GA to his international career. First game back and he's already getting on the team, the GA sheet, and I'm saying the goals and assists. But we're gonna have to make changes. The changes that Southgate did bring on, i.e. Conor Gallagher. Who the other sub was, but basically people that I wouldn't put in the first team. I think Conor Gallagher's good, but again, I wouldn't have him in the first team. I'd have him as a bencher, you know what I'm saying? Trent in midfield. I mean, you do get the decent long ball diagonals across the pitch to reach other places, which is good. But I think it's just a waste of a midfielder. He can't retain the ball. He's not press resistant, and he just doesn't look like. Maybe if he gets more game time, he'll do better. But we can't be waiting for that to happen, because you might not get the game time in this tournament. You know what I'm saying? You've got to be providing. You've got to be providing straight away, and I'm not really seeing that too tough from Alexander Trent. You know what I mean? And then you've got to weigh up the pros and cons. Is a diagonal ball every 40 minutes worth not having a secure midfield? Like, I know Declan Rice is going to clean up. Bellingham might even do some sweeping. But again, we need someone. I mean, Conor Gallagher is a good fit, I guess. But I don't think I would run Conor Gallagher to begin with, you know what I'm saying? So there's a few positions we need to look at on the pitch that I feel like, as the tournament progresses, we should start to think about, you know what I mean, these players. And let me know in the comments who you would play, who would be your starting lineup, because we have got a good bench, you know what I mean? We've got a lot of players on there that can do something. Another part of it was Gay was playing instead of, well, usually playing in Maguire's role normally, you know what I'm saying, when we're playing that fucking tombstone head. And I think he done well for his first tournament, first match in first tournament. I think he did really well. He's just all round got good qualities. Got all round good qualities that allow him to help the defence be secure. Stones had a good game. I think Pickford made a few good saves. But another area in the pitch I think needs looking at is Harold Kane. He tries hard, and he's probably one of the most clinical players we've got. But yesterday he only really got one chance. Not due to any fault of his own, but you know, he likes to come deep and collect the ball sometimes when he feels like he's not in the game. But we don't really need that from a striker. You know what I'm saying? We've got enough midfielders and wingers and whatnot. So I feel like he should have put the header away, man. If he puts that header away, it justifies him playing. So he wasn't so justified in starting for me. I know he's done well in Bayern Munich, but we all know that's a slightly different pace, slightly slower pace of game, you know what I'm saying? And we've got loads, well, I say loads, but we've got a few mans that can do that role, and I feel like would get a lot better productivity out of that position. Like when you've got man like Saka, Phil Foden and Bellingham as a trifecta of fucking productivity. I say that with Phil Foden, but even though he wasn't productive, on a good day he will be, you know what I'm saying? But when you've got those three, you need a real bad man striker, man. And Harry Kane, let's just say the legs are leaving him a little bit, you know what I'm saying? He never really was the quickest, but he put a shift in all the time, and yeah, I feel like we could have run Ivan Toney, Ollie Watkins. I feel like if you play Watkins instead, he's going to be able to make it create a lot more hassle for the opposition team's defence. As in, he's a bit younger, stronger, a bit quicker. Same with Ivan Toney. I feel like there's elements that those guys bring to go up front that Kane, not that Kane can't do, but I feel like he's pretty ghost during games. Like I'm saying, not through any fault of his own. Not like he's not trying. Not like he's not running around and trying to link up. But he's solely doing that for the fact that he's not really in the game. You know what I mean? And the chances are not coming thick and fast as he would like. You know what I mean? And I don't think it will in tournament football. You need clinical Donnies that can put it about and give defenders hassle. You know what I mean? So I feel like that is another position we can look at in the pitch. I might have to do a video later on the strongest England starting 11. I wasn't really going to do too much of the Euros because we've had a long season as Arsenal fans, talking about football and lineups and transfers and everything under the sun, you know what I mean? So I was going to take a little hiatus. You see, I got the little nipper now as well, you know what I'm saying? But nah, man, we got to, innit? Tournaments come every 4 years. I mean, we've got a team that can go far. But if one thing that yesterday's game showed me was that even the smaller teams, man, if you don't do your end, it can come back to haunt you. Like that 1-0 ain't really. I don't really like 1-0s. People say, "Oh, I'll take a 1-0 all day long," but that just leaves you open. One good bit of play from Serbia, and they get an equaliser. They're back in the game. It's all panic stations, and then we're panicking trying to get the winner again, and then when we're panicking, forcing it, we're not that good. You know what I mean? and everyone just starts falling apart. So really, 2-0. 2-0 is the scoreline. Of anything higher than that as well, obviously, but for a minimum, 2-0. Because we don't want teams having any sort of confidence and growing into games. Serbia was growing into the game. The first half, we was all over them, you know what I'm saying? And then they had a few close chances or whatnot. And they started to get a foothold in the game, and then confidence is growing. And then that's halting our progression up the pitch and halting our creativity, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like in international football, we need prime confidence. We need clinical play. All the stuff that... Well, I'm talking from a winner's perspective, innit? I'm trying to win this shit. I ain't coming here to watch us get 1-0 over Serbia, then get a draw against whoever's we got next, you know what I mean? And then get to the knockout stages and just lose straight away. Like, I'm not really about that. So I feel like we have to get in gear straight away, you know what I'm saying? I mean, there has been examples in the past of like teams starting out shit, and then and then eventually, as the tournament progresses, kicking it up again. But you know, like Italy did that time when they were just dead, and then they managed to win it somehow, got a lifeline. That's why they even got knocked out the tournament and got brought back in. Was it that one? That's my opinion on last night's game. I feel like we wasn't bad, but we wasn't good. Like, you know what I mean? There's a long way to go yet in the tournament. There's a long way yet to go in the form and the style of play for England. You know what I'm saying? But we will see on the next game. I'll probably start doing breakdowns and previews and all that. I'm gonna start getting into it, man. Cause like I said, I wasn't gonna bother, but it's every 4 years, and even if we get knocked out early group stages, it is what it is. Just gotta back the team, man. Southgate though, bro, you need to be a little bit more braver. Like, by all means, yeah, in the early stages, do your thing, innit? Like, do your fucking conservative football, whatever you want to do. But if we do progress in a tournament, I'm gonna need you to be a lot more braver in your decisions, and I'm saying a lot more braver in your substitutions. I'm gonna need you to select the strongest lineups possible and think about the balance in the team. There was no balance yesterday. It was all down the right hand side, and I'm saying, and that's because of the genius of Saka. You know what I'm saying? He was the one constant threat until the second half. So yeah, we need Southgate to be a little bit more brave. Because if we go out of the tournament due to being cowardly, it's gonna piss me off, innit? You know what I'm saying? Not saying that me pissed off actually means anything or anything's gonna happen or that. It ain't that. You know what I mean? We don't really affect the game like that as fans, but it would just put it in my mind. It would cement the idea that Southgate's a coward, innit? I don't like to use the word coward. Frivolous. How do you say it? Frivolously. But it is what it is, you know what I mean? We need bravery, we need guts, we need everybody to be clinical, everybody needs to be at their best. We can't be carrying little players, you know what I mean? So if Philip Foden doesn't get it together on the next game, if you ain't playing him number 10, I don't want to see him out on the left. Do you know what I mean? As soon as see Saka out on the left, and if you want to give Palmer a run out on the right, then do that. But we've also got Eze, and I feel like he's going to bring a lot more threat. And once we got threat on the left and the right, that opens the game up for everybody, you know what I'm saying? And then we can start smacking teams, slapping them about and that, you know what I'm saying? But until then, I'll see you when I see you, people. You know what it is. More time is more time. I'm the Monk. We've been talking international football. We've been talking England, Southgate, all the above. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, more time is more time. Make sure you tune in for the next video. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. I'm trying to be a YouTuber, man. I ain't trying to do none of this other graft that I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to be a YouTuber, fam. You know what I'm saying? So hit the subscribe. We're on the road to 500 subs. We're currently at around 450. So we're 50 off the target, man. Help me reach my goals. You know what I'm saying? Help me help you. But yeah, man, more time is more time. I'm the Monk. You know what it is.